you don't have to stop. Just a reminder about the grab shot and damage on the floor. Yeah. Any questions? That is it? Yeah. Yes, so 6 or 10 points back. That's it. So?
Good afternoon and welcome to a beautiful afternoon right across Wimbledon, and in this corner of the grounds we find ourselves on court 12 for this first round match, which will be played in a noisy atmosphere, let me tell you, because Alexandra Eala in particular has a huge following of Filipino fans. She is quite the national hero, up against Renata Zarazua of Mexico. Eala is the seed, number 29 seed, 30 in the world, and no surprise, but the weather forecast absolutely perfect. And they've had a long wait after that men's singles match. Went way over 3 hours. But this is an intriguing contest. Alongside me, Joe Jury, looking forward to this one, I think.
Yes, I am, and I saw everybody queuing. They could not wait to get into this court. I'm telling you, this atmosphere is fantastic. She's such a hero in her country.
Eala is just 21 years old. It's only her second Wimbledon. She was actually knocked out in the first round last year. One of the seeds, and has a really entertaining style of play. She broke into the world's top 30 in the spring, the highest ranked Filipino in WTA Tour history. A very young Grand Slam career, early days for her in the slams, and as you can see hasn't got past the second round in any of them, but I think that has to come with a big asterisk saying yet, because her potential is massive. There are plenty of Filipino fans and flags and hats on my way in. We'll pick out plenty of those in the crowd as the match goes on. But here is Eala's opponent this evening, Renata Zarazua of Mexico. Lives in Florida. World rank 75, as you can see. And this is her third Wimbledon. Like Eala, hasn't got beyond the second round in any Grand Slam yet, but her third Wimbledon. And actually, she's gone first round, second round, and who knows what this year. On her Wimbledon debut, she was beaten by Emma Raducanu, and last year she was beaten by the eventual runner-up, Amanda Anisimova. It should be a fairly balanced contest, even though the rankings are in favour of Eala, Joe.
Yes, and Eala's played well on the grass, hasn't she, so far? She won Birmingham, which is 125. That's the prize money, 25,000. Semi-final of Berlin, so she's won matches, so she knows her way around a grass court. She can hit quite flat. Being a lefty as well, that's really awkward on the grass.
And tell us exactly why that makes it awkward, because actually I was commentating on the first match out here this morning, Jasmine, Paolini against Montgomery of the USA, and we had a similar right-left contest. So explain to people why that actually does make it
I don't know why it is, but lefties always seem to produce a little tweak, especially when they serve. So there's a different spin coming towards you, especially in the left court when you're trying to return and they play that one out wide. It's worse than a right-hander's from the other side. I don't know, if someone can explain to me the reason, it would be nice. But, you know, she's a talented player, she hits the ball hard, I love her attitude. This is going to be a well-fought match, though.
Well, they couldn't ask for better conditions. It's pretty still out there now as well.
30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, if you leave your seats...
Zarazua, as you can see, just has a bit of strapping around that
phone with you, please turn it
left knee, but
silent mode. Thank you.
nothing too much to worry about.
Alex Alexandra Eala to the right of the chair. Won the toss and chose to serve.
And here is our umpire in the chair, Scott Noble of Great Britain. And listen to that noise before we've even begun. That was just the reception for Eala, I think, winning the toss. So
it's amazing, isn't it? How wonderful.
She burst onto the scene by reaching the semi-final at last year's Miami Open. Beat Iga Swiatek on the way and pretty much straight away established herself as a big sporting hero in the Philippines. You think about people like the boxer Manny Pacquiao. But Eala has captured people's imaginations, not just in the Philippines, but I think in the Far East in general, in that part of the world. Tatler in Asia included Eala in one of Asia's most influential people. Not just sports people, but people. So you're getting a sense of just what an impact she's made. Can she back that up with improved performances in the slam starting here at Wimbledon? Zarazua, 28 years old. Knocked out in both the slams in the first round so far this year. So she's got the towel she wants. So let's hear the noises that these two prepare to go head to head. You will see plenty of red, white and blue flags.
First set, Alexandra Eala to serve. Play.
Sometimes as commentators we're not going to have to reinforce to you who's won the point. I think it's always going to be pretty obvious.
That's the first point. Can you imagine the last? My goodness. See that quite often.
Was thinking about this match overnight and in the days leading up to this championship. That's exactly what she would have wanted. A straightforward service game to kick things off. I should say as well, one other bit of information is that the winner of this match would play either Maya Joint of Australia or Serena Williams.
Yeah, another match everybody just can't wait to see. I mean, thinking of this match, in the Philippines, Mexico, there are so many countries now that produce good players, really good players. There's such, a mix out there on the tour. It's really good to see.
Nobody knows quite what to expect of Serena Williams, of course, but if it was a second round match against Serena, you would expect that to be on one of the big courts. And,
yes.
And so there is another carrot for these two.
Renata Zarazua to serve.
Only just. Trying to go quite big on an awkward shot. Yeah, nice serve. She's only 5'3", Zarazua, and I think she's going to make a lot of first serves.
Both players making confident starts with the ball in hand. Zarazua here. Her great uncle Vicente actually played his 16 Davis Cup ties for Mexico, going back into the 50s and 60s, and he won a gold medal, an Olympic gold medal, albeit in an exhibition doubles competition at that Olympics, but in Mexico City. So there is a bit of Mexican pedigree for her to follow.
Well, that'll make you feel good. Serve and then the follow-up, and when you time it like that, comes off the strings nicely, gives you confidence.
Oh, yes.
That was very calmly hit for a winner.
One of her jobs this afternoon, this evening, is going to be silencing the crowd. She did just that there. Judge.
30-15.
Yeah, so you know these shots aren't going to bounce very high, the slice is being played, so you've got to get up to it really quickly. And kind of little tweaky backhand there, making sure of it. Oh.
The juniors will tell you that Eala still on serve, nudging her nose in front again. But looks already like this is going to be a good contest. And Jo Eala, I mentioned, lives in Mallorca these days, and that's because she was part of the Rafa Nadal Academy.
Yes.
I mean, it's extraordinary, isn't it? I still personally think of Rafa Nadal as somebody we were watching just yesterday, but
Yes, exactly.
his academy is already producing the stars of the future and the present as well.
Yeah, and he's there. He roams around the court sometimes. I think is an absolute inspiration. Yeah, she's been there for a few years now. So moved there to get some better tennis. She started with her grandfather on sort of half a court. Amazing, isn't it? Don't have many facilities out there, but you do what you can.
Yeah.
And obviously could see that she was a talented player, so off they went.
Time.
Zarazua here has 7 tour wins in her career over top 50 players. Most recently she beat Hayley Baptiste, who sadly can't be here at Wimbledon this summer because of injury.
Love 15.
That's a bit of a soft error, really. Zarazua. Yeah, she's having a little think about it, buying herself some time for this serve. And there goes another.
In contrast to her first service game, finds herself at love 30 and under a bit of pressure.
Standing quite far up the court to return, and that was pretty easy pickings, really.
So 1, 2, 3 break points for Eala early in this first set.
Was well directed by Zarazua. I think she's got to keep it deep, otherwise Eala's just up the court hitting winners.
Eala does take the early break.
Eala leads 3-1, first set.
Can she drive that home now? There's her team.
So Eala's team looking pretty content so far.
Let's first set.
A good little bit of innovation there from Eala.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you get it done. Sometimes it might not be pretty. Just get that ball past your opponent somehow. Ball.
not too worrying signs for Zarazua of Mexico, just letting Eala win points in pretty straightforward fashion at the moment.
It's almost, I feel like she's mishitting some of these. She's so unsure of when to swing at the ball. Just got to be solid at the moment, Eala. She's being given a lot of points.
Oh, that's better. She's obviously been listening to us and responds with a cracker.
40-30.
Not sure about coming in on this though. It's a sudden rush. She didn't get very far in, and look at the gaps that she's leaving either side. Interesting.
We put the hex on her, Joe.
Yeah, giving back those points.
She's pretty careless, isn't it? She was in such a commanding position in the game, in the set.
I mean, 3-1, 40-15, and you want to make sure of that game.
Just out. Eala thought it had caught the line.
Oh, so did I actually.
That's in Zarazua.
So 3 points in a row for her opponent. And leads to a break point.
Been very overspun the first serve. Oh, lucky to get away with that, really. They've suddenly sort of gone a bit nervous, the pair of them. Not playing their best tennis at the moment.
Yeah, the first service game each was very confident, but maybe they've realised this is Wimbledon.
Yeah. Way of approaching the net. The ball was deeper and had more on it. And she got in much faster. So, nice volley to end. Needs a first serve though. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Mexican.
Nice play. I mean, we saw a variety of slices here. Really cut underneath. That didn't bounce. Hardly at all. And then weighs this up. There's the top spin.
So back to juice for the third time. Pressure on herself again.
Advantage Eala.
See, I don't really understand that miss because she's not going big on the ball at all. It's just a rallying shot. Hit it in the net.
Eala celebrates coming through a tricky little service game.
Eala leads 4 games to 1 first set.
Huge support out here on court 12. And she needed that support, and because there are a tricky few moments of her own making, it has to be said, but 4-1 is a commanding lead in this first set. Still plenty of blue sky around. And let's face it, the majority of Wimbledon eagerly awaiting the return of Serena Williams, but plenty of action going on all over the course. These opening days at Wimbledon are just a feast, aren't they?
Just buzzing with energy. It really is fantastic. Interesting what the umpire was saying just then. It's so loud, the crowd. So, of course, we got no lines people now for the out call. There is an out call, but sometimes it gets drowned, especially with a crowd like this. So the umpire's just saying out every now and again so people are sure what's going on.
Those calls are so realistic that at times
Yeah.
I'm looking still for the person.
Yes, exactly. I miss them, actually. Yeah. That's a whole swathe of jobs that's suddenly been cut, isn't it? Motivation to become an umpire. You start as a line person.
So Zarazua here, serving at 1-4 down in the first set.
Nice and aggressive and good finish.
Love 15.
We've spoken about Eala being a trailblazer. Zarazua, in fairness to her, also very similar. First Mexican female player to compete in a Grand Slam. 20 years when she played at the French Open in 2020. Brings the house down.
It was well played. I wasn't sure she was going to get to it. A little bit of a late run. I don't think she spotted it was coming, but look at that. Gets there in the end, and that's when you got to just do a very short stroke, flick it across.
Watch the acceleration here. From a standing start, pretty much. Thumped that return. Yeah, really struck that one cleanly. Dominating this game so far.
She's really getting hold of a few now.
More break points here for Zarazua to defend.
Well,
A beautiful show of her own.
15-14.
I think she's been forced into it, so I mean, otherwise she's going to go out of this match quite tamely unless she gets some more of those going. It's worth the risk.
It's another one that's called out.
30-14.
Eala thought was good.
Yeah. I think because she set the point up so well, it was still a tricky shot to go line on that higher part of the net.
One more break point to go. Shrieks from the crowd this time. A trio of break points allowed to drift on by.
Good attitude from both. Encouragement from Zarazua's team.
Advantage, Eala.
But again, to use Joe's word, quite tamely offering up another break point. Oh, yes. That's one for the highlights reel.
Yes, I mean, what an angle. But I'll say it again, she's got to take those risks. Because just putting the ball down the middle of the court with no length, well, Eala's just eating that up.
And you surely can't rely on pulling out shots like that regularly enough to win a match like this.
Well,
Advantage, Eala.
drop shots, of course, they play a lot on the grass, but I'm afraid that had a bit too much air on it. That was easy for Eala to get to.
Break point number 5.
Deuce.
Good serve though. Found right corner of the service box.
Advantage, Eala.
So what's her lucky number, do you think? Know what you were saying there?
Yes. 3 and a punch of the fist will work. We'll work that one out in a moment. attempted lob was nowhere near, but Eala lets her off the hook again.
Goodness, it's two very long games in a row. Both battling for it.
Determination about that one.
Well, there's another short ball. Kept it deep enough. Managed that very well.
Sometimes when you have that amount of time to prepare for what should be a winner, it can go wrong, but she made sure.
Another one go.
It's remarkable, isn't it? It was like this in the Paolini match earlier, where we had so many juices, and you end up kind of thinking, just string 2 points together, that's all that's required, but it so often happens this way.
I know, it sounds easy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
The point to go ahead is so convincing and so well struck that it's one of tennis's great puzzles, why often the following point doesn't work out at all the same way. But we're now on to break point number 8.
I know, because in your head you can get a bit psyched out. You think, why can't I win this point? You know, so then you over try to do it. What's this, number 8, isn't it?
Sun comes out from behind the clouds, bright sunshine down there now. Eala will need that visor down at the far end.
Wow, that's quite some miss. Oof, making me feel tired.
Well, we've been playing for just over 30 minutes, but this game is over 10 minutes now.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, it was a miss-hit return, and the spin off the miss-hit is horrible. You don't know what it's going to do. And it really reared up.
Should we just start this game again?
Yeah.
I think it would almost be better for both players to just get off this juice, really. Something cute, and it works out very nicely.
Yeah, it was unexpected, wasn't it? Really good decision. Ball was in the right place. Now what?
asking. Eala makes the break, sends her fans wild in the stands, and gets to just one game away from this first set.
Eala leads
Court 12.
5 games to 1 first set.
Well, I think both players, even Zarazua, who came off on the losing side of that game, will be pleased that the game's out of the way and
Yes.
we kind of start again.
Start another one. Doesn't feel like 5-1, does it?
No, not at all. You're absolutely right. But this is Eala serving for the set.
Kind of shot she loves to play, Eala. Off the serve. Second ball hits right through it.
Let's first serve.
If you think it's loud here, Eala caused a real commotion at the Australian Open earlier in the year. Big Filipino community in Melbourne. And I think the organisers were taken a bit by surprise.
Yes, I think they were.
At the sheer number of people that would want to come and see Eala in action. She was out in one of the smaller arenas.
Another short ball,
30-15.
another good forcing forehand. Well played.
That's Eala.
Suddenly launching into a few shots of her own there, Zarazua.
Maybe feeling a bit freer at 5-1 down. It's caught the line. Well, two
30-14.
brilliant points in a row there for Zarazua. Good old-fashioned puff of chalk. So a break point now for the Mexican.
Yeah, chance that we feel that Zarazua's got to take every single time at the moment.
Let's go, Alex. Let's go.
Advantage Eala.
Brings up a set point. Filipino number 29 seed. Unfortunately for Zarazua with the net cord, but Eala takes a deserving first set to the delight.
Six games to one, you will be.
They are quite literally dancing in the stands as Eala wins the first set by 6 games to 1. I think, as you said a few minutes ago, Joe, it doesn't really feel like a 6-1 set,
No.
but there's no doubt she was the better player, and
Yes.
you would think these stats will back that up.
Yeah, well, first serves in, it's far more from Zarazua, but it doesn't do as much as maybe Eala's first serve. She's winning more points behind it. But 11 winners to 8, so Eala just favourite there. And it's the second serve points one, which is the huge difference. I mean, that's got to change for Zarazua if she wants anything to change in this match.
So Eala, as we've been saying, big national hero at home here in the Philippines, big commercial interest in her as well, I suppose. Not unlike somebody like Emma Raducanu, who obviously has attracted lots of sponsors. Eala has the same, and it's difficult to kind of maintain the balance, isn't it? Get that balance and focus right.
Yes, of course. But you know, you're the first player really from the Philippines to be, you know, as good as this. No wonder there's such excitement throughout the country. She deals with it all very well because, I mean, to play, it's fantastic to have this support, but my goodness, it's kind of a pressure as well to perform every time.
She has a simple hair tie on today, but you might remember last summer, one of her big sponsors, I think you'll have heard of them, one of the sponsors that you'll see on her outfit today with a pretty well-known logo. They actually gifted her a hair tie that was designed with the national flower of the Philippines on. It's the Sampaguita blossom. And you would imagine that if Eala progressed through to the latter stages, something special like that might come out again. But she's just getting a bit of advice from her coach down here in this corner, right below us. Maybe just trying to iron out some of the moments of carelessness, some of the mistakes that were gifting points to her Mexican opponent. By the way, Zarazua has left the court for a comfort break, so this is why we have this pause. What do you think Eala's coach would be telling her? Because, you know, 6-1, but there were still things she could definitely improve.
Definitely. But keep using the forehand, of course. Maybe up the percentage on the first serve. And maybe there's a few more chances to come to the net, but you don't want to rush that. I think, you know, you've got to take that set and feel relieved that it's over. And yes, it was an absolute fight. I mean, what's it, 40 minutes?
Yeah, usually when you have a 6-1 set result, the set's over very quickly.
Yeah, like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, twice as long, really, as I would have thought.
We had a couple of long games, particularly that one.
Yep.
In the middle, that we had, 10 deuces in the end. Eala deciding to stay in her seat rather than knock a few balls around. Hopefully Zarazua won't be too long, but the shadows are lengthening out there. It's coming up to 6:30 local time. Not much cloud around, pleased to say. I think the temperatures are going to be getting warmer again as we head towards the weekend and into next week. Look at the interest and the number of photos. Bearing in mind, Eala is currently just sat in her seat.
Yes.
And I know it means that means that she'll be closer to the spectators at this point than perhaps when she's out on the court. But she's under the microscope all the time, Eala. But really, you've got to relish that and make the most of it. Zarazua needs to find a way of staying in some points for longer.
Second set, Zarazua to serve.
And definitely needs to make a positive start in this second set.
Lovely shot. To get right underneath it.
Speed and precision again from Eala to reach that drop shot.
30.
Yeah, I love the way she keeps really low when she's running. She's fast. She sets off like that.
Zarazua went off court at the end of the first set, but this has been shaky to say the least at the start of the second. 3 break points for Eala.
Manipulated in the end.
50-40.
The moments of real quality from the Mexican, they were just coming along too rarely.
Eala is requesting a replay of the call on the left far sideline.
Well, here comes the review. The umpire gestured towards Eala, saying it's good 5 or 6 inches out.
30-40.
The replay backs that up. I think she was a little bit unsighted with the sunshine. We saw this in a game in the first set. Zarazua fighting back from love 40 down on her own serve. See from the shadows that the sun is coming right across the court, so it will affect both players at different times, depending on the angle of their shot.
over rotated on that.
Zarazua.
Could be a huge game for Zarazua to win. Very nice. Kind of scooped that last shot up. A little word with her coach as she goes past.
Advantage Zarazua.
Yeah, I have to watch that carefully. Sun's tricky at the moment.
Deuce.
The winner of the point alternating back and forward. Decisive.
That's a really good decision. As soon as she hit the ground stroke, rushed in to get that volley shoulder height.
Break point again for Eala. Big point, big reaction.
First game, second set.
And the momentum definitely with the Filipino. It's great to hear noise like this, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a first round match, you know, we would expect this kind of atmosphere on one of the true show courts, but out here on court 12, it's brilliant.
It's tremendous, it really is. Who wouldn't love to play at Wimbledon with this noise going on?
Well, come on, Joe, you did.
Yeah, I know.
You know what this feels like.
I've been to some places though, where the crowd is against you, but actually it doesn't matter if it's like this. You can feed off it as well.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about tennis crowds, isn't it? They're not against Zarazua here. They're absolutely for Eala, of course, but the atmosphere is so positive and uplifting for both players, as you say. Can Eala consolidate that early break?
Eala.
There's that move again, making the decision nice and early. We've already seen the speed she's got. Didn't need to get into full gear to reach that top gear to get that one, but dispatched with confidence. And getting really on top now, Eala.
Yeah, it's going to really take something to push her out of her stride at the moment. Timing the ball beautifully.
It doesn't feel like Zarazua has the answers all of a sudden. As we approach the
Eala
end of
leads
play,
2 games to love. Second
Eala
set.
very much in command.
Yes, that was a pretty simple game, wasn't it? Looking really businesslike.
Both of these players have had career highlights happening in Mexico. Zarazua here reached the semi-final of our home tournament in 2020. And Eala won in Mexico last September. Zarazua needs some of the Mexican fans from the Football World Cup to come over here and give her a bit of a lift.
30-15.
Oh, it's quite tricky. The evening sun. Nice play. Serve did the job, really. Just a matter of finishing. That was in.
14-13.
Wasn't expecting a call. Just snuck in.
Let's first up. Game, Zarazua.
Fair play to the Mexican. Hanging on in there.
Eala leads 2 games to 1, second set, and by 1 set to love.
And perhaps surprisingly, Eala not stretching away just yet.
Well, I think attitude's pretty good. She's, you know, fighting as hard as she can. She's trying to find a way to get back into it. If your opponent knows you're never going to give up, then, you know, that's a threat in itself.
Plenty of work to do though, still, for the Mexican. But Eala probably just has to stay cool and calm out there. She will know that she's on top, has the crowd on her side as well, which is always going to help. Just needs to stay professional.
Done. Thank you. Eala.
That was a stronger serve. Flattened it out.
Eala.
Serene progress in that service game for the Filipino.
3 games to 1, second set.
Surely just a matter of time.
Well, you get that feeling, don't you? It's all going Eala's way. And nothing really her opponent is doing that can shake her out of it at the moment. So, looking pretty confident.
Love 15.
There won't be much in this. Couple of millimetres maybe.
Ball.
Oh. A late electronic shout there.
Yes. Very late.
Not somebody in the crowd, don't worry.
Eala moved a little bit early there.
15 all.
It was so well timed. Just flew off the racket. frustrating because you think, yeah, it's a short ball, there's not much pace on it, I should really be hitting a winner off it. But sometimes those can be tricky if you just lose your focus slightly.
Well, 1-3 down is tough. 1-4 down would feel, I think, insurmountable for Zarazua on this evening's showing. So a break point.
Game, Eala.
Lands very close to the line, but just beyond. And I fear that could be curtains for the Mexican soaps, but the Eala fans
And 1 set to love.
very happy with the way things are going.
Yeah.
4-1 in the second set.
Yeah, no, really, it's just a matter of keeping your focus, playing the same game. Don't get carried away. Don't have to do much different. Don't try and race to the finish line. Keep working at it. But she's got all the answers, hasn't she, Eala? And she's had some big wins, especially just lately at Berlin, where she beat Svitolina and Rybakina on the grass. So she knows how to play on the grass.
You can only beat what's in front of you, of course, but it's difficult, I think, to assess just how well Eala's played today based on this performance, because while she's had some moments of absolute brilliance that have been cheered to the rafters, there have also been too many errors as well,
Yeah.
would you say?
A lot of errors, I think, sprinkled through it, yeah. But, you know, first round of a Grand Slam, there always seems to be more on it. You want to get that win under your belt, and you don't kind of care how you do it sometimes.
And of course, yeah, we see time and time again players improving every round as well, so lots to be hopeful about for the Eala supporters. 4-1 up.
It's a well thought out point. Plays the drop shot, but
15 love.
she knows she's got most things covered if her opponent gets it. Yeah, enough pace on that forehand to cause problems.
In the corner, mate. Behind the covers in the corner.
Just a stray ball has got behind the towel holder.
Well, it wasn't the hardest hit serve, it's only 68 miles per hour. So you really think some more should be done with that. Better. I was just thinking to myself, if Eala is probably going to win this match from here, she does play Serena next round. I mean, that service is going to get absolutely blasted off the court. More needs to be done with it.
got into this position a few times. The Zarazua serve, where she's won the first 2, even 3 points, and then just let things slip. The umpire just a polite, friendly warning to the crowd just to try and stay quiet while the point is still ongoing. Break is sealed, and one game win away now from a 6-1, 6-1 victory, which does reflect, I think, the balance of play.
As much as the first set didn't feel like 6-1, this second set does. That gap has really opened up.
Eala.
Oh no, miscalculated that one. Yes.
If you just walked into court 12 and watched this game, you would not believe that Eala is 6-1, 5-1 ahead. It's been very scratchy indeed.
That's a good point.
A very easy service game for Zarazua, but it's maybe just a short stay of execution.
Eala leads 5 games to 2 second sets and 1 set alone.
Eala one step away now from the second round.
Yes, one more service game, solid game. Get those first serves in. Zarazua will be hoping she can make something a bit more of her returns. Try and stay in the match. You never know when your opponent might get a little nervy about finishing. So it's always worth hanging in. The scoring system in tennis is just fantastic. It always gives you a way back in if you're willing to fight for every single point.
And what of the Mexican? She's 28 years old. It's not like she's a new young player. It feels like there'd have to be some quite considerable improvements made in key areas if she's going to really start making a mark in slams.
I think probably grass is not her favourite. I would say a slower hard court or clay court probably. But she's been ranked as high as 51 in the world, so knows how to play.
Alexandra Eala definitely knows how to play. And can she delight her army of fans here? of her speed could reach that great drop shot.
Fantastic feel, really was. I mean, that ball hardly bounced. Just kind of chips it over. No getting that. Eala kept calm on the pass. Try and go for too much. Well, that was quite a big come on, wasn't it, for that type of point? And she is feeling the pressure of trying to finish this.
Two points away. So just over an hour and a quarter. 2 match points. The noise will tell you that Eala, the national hero of the Philippines, has started her Wimbledon campaign with a win and books a place in the second round. And the ovation here on court 12, it's almost like she's won a semi-final. They absolutely love her. And there will be millions of people watching this back home and celebrating with Eala, the 21-year-old. She didn't have everything her own way in this match, but the scoreboard paints a pretty convincing picture.
Yes. Oh, fantastic for her to have this kind of support. And yes, I think, she was in control most of the match. She knew what she had to do and she followed through and got it done. It's a nice first round to get through. And who knows who she might be playing in the second round.
It could be Maya Joint of Australia, it could be Serena Williams. And imagine this Filipino crowd on centre court on number 1. But that's all to come. Great performance this evening from Eala, winning 6-1, 6-2 against Zarazua, Mexico. Goes to pick up the special towel. There goes Zarazua of Mexico. And flashes of great tennis, but just couldn't make that consistent enough. I suspect that Eala will be signing a few autographs on her way out here.
she's going to start signing autographs. She'll be there all night, so I'm telling you.
Well, that's why her signature there is
Yes.
is pretty simple and quick. And who can blame her? Let's just take a quick look at the match stats. And other than that first serves in stat, everything else in favour of the Filipino.
Yes, I mean 22 winners to 11. She knew what she was doing. Every short ball really on the forehand. She was going to go after it, and she did. And she won a lot of points actually behind the first serve once she got it in. So good stats there for Eala.
Good stats, an enjoyable encounter, and Eala wins 6-1, 6-2.